AM 1230 WJBC. Thanks to Blake in the newsroom with the update. And you heard in the weather, lots of rain. But it's nice and dry here in studio. And here in this half hour, we're joined by the Small Business Development Center over at Illinois Wesleyan University. This afternoon, we have Julie Workman, the program coordinator over at the SBDC. And we also have Cecilia Ruffin, the owner of Coach Me Cecilia, with us here this afternoon. Ladies, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Neil. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so I know Mark always has the Small Business Development Center on every month to talk about what's going on over there. And then also, we always feature a local small business owner who has, worked with the SBDC. And this month we're with, like I said, Cecilia Ruffin. She's the owner of Coach Me Cecilia. Cecilia, we'll chat with you to start here this afternoon. You opened your business in June of last year. You're operating out of Bloomington. You're a life coach and a motivational speaker. So maybe just give us even a little bit more of your background and kind of what the business Coach Me Cecilia, what it's all about.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. I have been in this wonderful community for over 40 years. I obtained a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I currently hold 2 master's degrees in pastoral counseling and human services counseling. I work for the state for 10 years. I'm a mother, a wife, and I am basically called to serve. As a certified life coach and minister, I started an online coaching business called Coach Me Cecilia, where I help women who are rebuilding after a life crisis or loss to unlock the power of choice and strategize their next best step.
So give us a little bit, what motivated you? You said, kind of some of your background, but what motivated you to want to start this business?
Basically, I was motivated from this desire on the inside, the desire to bring about change, the desire to help those that have been in the position that I have been. In 2009, I unexpectedly lost my oldest son. He was 26 years old. He died a month before he was due to be married, and he died 6 days after becoming a minister. And I learned that I could rebuild my life, and I could rebuild it to the place that I imagined through choice. So choice by choice, I rebuilt my life. And I learned that even at your lowest pain point, you still obtain the power to choose. You never lose that power. No matter how low you are, no matter what the struggle is, you still have the power to choose. And I rose every day and I made a conscious choice to live and not die in that situation.
Yeah, no, that's very, very powerful. And we're on the phone with Cecilia Ruffin, the owner of Coach Me Cecilia, a business that she opened last June of last year, operates out of Bloomington. And Cecilia, it seems like a lot of your values and some of your core values probably play a pretty important role into your business, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit, maybe how your values and some of those core values, how do they kind of play into Coach Me Cecilia and how some of those things are important?
So a couple of the core values are collaboration, confidentiality, and respect. These are the guiding principles that fuel the business and provide a trajectory for the client interaction and the online presence. So when you think about core value collaboration, our clients begin the journey with an understanding that every strategy session includes their voice. They are an integral part of the process. The collaboration is possible because of the client buy-in. At Coach Me Cecilia, we respect the life journey of each and every client, and confidentiality is tantamount to our business.
Cecilia, when you wanted to start this business, what kind of assistance was needed when you wanted to start Coach Me Cecilia, and how did the Small Business Development Center kind of help out with that?
As a new business, you need all kinds of assistance. And so I contacted the SBDC, and I was partnered with Miss Gabby, and she helped me with my business plan. She arranged a meeting for me with the financial advisor who answered several questions as he reviewed my cash flow statement. And Ms. Gabby has just been a tremendous asset with identifying and suggesting resources and webinars that give me confidence and give me knowledge of running a successful online coaching business.
Again, we're on the phone here this afternoon with Cecilia Ruffin, the owner of Coach Me Cecilia. Cecilia, what kind of advice, you said all the assistance is needed when you start a new business, but what kind of advice would you give for other entrepreneurs who are also wanting to start a business or that maybe need assistance as well?
I would advise them to have a clear message that meets the need for the consumer. And I would also advise them to sign up to become a client at the SBDC.
And then if people are interested in learning more about Coach Me Cecilia and all the things that you have to offer through this business, how do people in the community get in contact with you and find out more about the business?
They can contact me via my website, which is CoachMeCecilia.com, and they can complete a contact form, and we respond within 24 hours.
Well, we really appreciate you being on with us here this afternoon and learning more about your business. It sounds like a really unique opportunity for people if they want to try to, figure out things in their life and learn about, a little bit more about what they're trying to do. And you seem very passionate about, trying to give that advice to people and helping people out. So, yeah, very, very interesting. And I'm sure people are going to be excited to maybe learn more about this. So, again, CoachMeCecilia.com. That's the way to find it. And like Cecilia just said, you can email her, CoachMeCecilia@gmail.com. Cecilia, thanks so much for being with us here this afternoon and telling us more about your business.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk with Julie Workman, the program coordinator over at the SBDC. We'll get their business tip of the month. All of that up next right here on WJBC. AM 1230 WJBC. Back here with the Small Business Development Center over at Illinois Wesleyan University. We have them on once a month, and we just heard from Cecilia Ruffin, the owner of Coach Me Cecilia, new business that she started last year. Offers products and services to help women push through their pain into purpose. You can find more information at CoachMeCecilia.com. You can also email her at CoachMeCecilia@gmail.com. We also have Julie Workman with us, the program coordinator over at the SBDC. And every month, we like to get a business tip from the Small Business Development Center. So, Julie, what is our tip this month?
Thanks, Neil. This time around, we're going to talk about managing finances for your small business. That can be one of the most intimidating things about someone who wants to start a new business, and it can seem like a really complex task, but it doesn't have to be. We have a few tips today to help you manage your finances and break that down into smaller pieces so that you can get on top of it and keep your business profitable. So tip number one. As soon as possible after you decide to start a business, be sure and set up a business checking account that's only for your business. It's important to keep your business and your personal finances separate. So in your business account, you'll want to deposit the funds that you set aside to help start your business. That does keep your books separate, like your household expenses separate from your business expenses. And perhaps most importantly, that makes everything much, much easier at tax time. That's tip number one. Set up a checking account that's only for your business. Tip number two, you want to plan out your business finances. So as a business owner, well, as Cecilia could testify, you're juggling a lot of things all at once. There's the actual doing the work that you do in your business. There's handling the marketing. There's handling the finances. There are all these things you have to keep track of. But you really need to make it a priority to be sure you have sufficient funding for all of those different areas of your business. And you need to know how much you need to spend and why you're spending it, like which line item it's going to. So you want to plan out your business finances and monitor them, just making sure that you have enough income to cover all of your expenses. And tip number 3, you can do that by keeping your focus on cash flow over profit, which sounds a little bit counterintuitive because everybody wants to run a profitable business. But cash flow actually measures your ability to pay your expenses on an ongoing basis. I think everyone has been through a cycle where you have a really great month and of course you're profitable, but you need to figure out how that works into your cash flow to make sure that maybe when you have a not so profitable month, you can still cover your expenses. So just keep your focus on cash flow over profit, and that makes sure that the cash coming in can always support the expenses that are going out. And that's what makes a small business sustainable. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. Here at the SBDC, we do have some resources we can share with our clients, templates and things that help you manage your profit and loss and manage your cash flow. But those are our 3 tips of the month under the topic of managing finances for your small business. Separate checking account only for business, plan out your finances, and keep your focus really on cash flow instead of focusing on profit all the time.
Yeah, no, very important information, and I think especially timely because, like you said, with making sure you set up for a small business a separate checking account that's solely for your business, making some of that stuff easier to track around tax time. Today's tax day, so some of that little timely as well with some of that information. So yeah, that's our business tip of the month from the SBDC, managing your finances for your small business. Some of those things you just heard Julie talk about, and more information, like Julie said, available through the Small Business Development Center. And before we let you go today here, Julie and Cecilia, before we let you guys leave, a little bit some events coming up here. I lost track where I was looking. Some events you guys have coming up. All of these are going to be webinars, but let us know what you guys have to offer here over the next few weeks.
Well, coming up, we have our flagship webinar. It's sort of our signature thing. It's called How to Start a Business in Illinois. Runs you through the basics of getting your business up and running within all the rules and regulations you need to follow in the state of Illinois. The next one is going to be on May 26th. It will be a webinar, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can register for that at the events page on our website. That's happening on May 26th and happening again on June 23rd. And then in between there, on June 1st, we have one of our latest webinars called Get Set for Success, Grant Preparation Training. And that one covers all of the sort of pre-qualification work that a business needs to do in order to be eligible to apply for all of the grants that are currently available. That's going to be on Tuesday, June 1st at noon.
And then, Julie, if people want to find more info or figure out, how to find more information about those events, what's the best way for people to maybe go about doing that?
Absolutely. Go and visit our website. It's McLeanCoSBDC.org.
Perfect.
So McLean CO for McLean County, McLeanCoSBDC.org, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, there you go. Easy ways to find out more information about those events coming up. Again, the How to Start a Business in Illinois, that's going to be on May 26th and June 23rd. And then the Get Set for Success Grant Preparation Training, that is on Tuesday, June 1st. And again, like Julie just said, you can check out the SBDC website or find them on Facebook or Instagram. So, ladies, I appreciate you putting up with me here this afternoon. Thanks for being with us, and loved hearing more about the SBDC. And Cecilia, loved hearing about your business, Coach Me Cecilia. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you here.
That's Cecilia Ruffin, owner of Coach Me Cecilia, and then Julie Workman, the program coordinator over at the Small Business Development Center with us right here on WJBC.